What is up, guys? Welcome to a long overdue video. I haven't done a video for a while, so if I'm a little bit rusty behind the camera, bear with me. As you can see, we've got my beautiful wife Jasmine next to me here, flossing as always. But yeah, a few people have been messaging me, asking me to talk about the differences if you have the option to move to Canada or England. Which one should you choose? First of all, if you have the option in the first place, it's a really, really lucky opportunity to be able to do that. If you follow my YouTube channel, obviously you know that I moved to Canada 2 years ago, been here 2 years now, live in Toronto with Jasmine and the baby Lily pug. So I moved over from the UK, so I spent 26 years living in England, where I was born, and then I spent 2 years living in Canada, Toronto. So before I get into it, my experience is basically from England, is living in a small city called York, the original York, old York. Jasmine's small, by the way, so you can only see half of her face. But
I'm like 5 foot.
She's there. So York, I lived in, very small city, very historical small city. If you ever get a chance to visit, definitely visit.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful, you've been. And my 2 year experience, as I said, is living in Toronto. As I haven't lived out west, I've lived predominantly on the east coast in Toronto and visited other little places. But I'm gonna let you start this one off. Like, you went to England with me, you visited for 2 weeks in February this year. You've obviously lived in Canada for all of your life, so we're pretty much the same age. 26 years in Canada, you spent 2 weeks in England.
I'm 28 years old.
Yeah, same age.
We said 26 years.
26? Oh, I don't know. 28 years in Canada. But, yeah, so, I mean, if you try to sell Canada to someone, how would, I'm going to say base it on Toronto, because you're from Ottawa, so base it on Toronto.
It's big, it's friendly, it's diverse, there's lots of things to do, loads of opportunity. I'm here.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're coming out here to, Jasmine's out there, then me and you might have to fight, because she's man's. But, yeah, it's the one thing that I definitely found coming here was the opportunity. Me and Jasmine, we are yet to do a video on this, but we have our own business. I don't think that I would be able to do this in England. The opportunity here, Toronto is a little bit like New York. So you kind of, saying you have your own business, saying you have your own thing going on, is a lot of people do that. They have a lot of hustles, and it's a very entrepreneurial city. So it's definitely a city where I believe anything can happen. There's no dream, it sounds corny, but there's no dream or idea that's big enough that people are going to laugh at you, or people are going to say, nah, you can't do that. In England, I feel that's a little bit behind with the times, that if you say, you know what, I'm going to start a food business, or I'm going to start a business doing whatever that you're interested in, I feel a lot of people will question that and tell you that not to do that. It's not safe to do that. It's a risk. So the opportunity here is definitely a lot more. One thing that I want to bring up, and I know it's a big factor for anyone moving anywhere, even if you're just going on vacation, is what is it?
Food?
Well, yes. Food's massive. I'll get into that. But weather. Weather's a big thing. And again, I've lived on the East Coast. I've lived in Toronto the whole time I've been here. So I'm talking about my experience in Toronto. The seasons here are amazing. It's September now, as you know. But it's amazing. The summer's really nice. It gets really hot, really humid sometimes, though. But I can't complain, because I complained all the way through the end of November to, this was a long winter, right?
It was very long.
End of November to almost May, beginning of May.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very cold. So coming from the UK, I am used to a lot of rain. I'm used to a lot of grey skies, but I'm not used to minus 15, and then you get the wind, which makes it feel like minus 25. I'm not used to that. The first time experiencing that, with my face feeling like it's going to rip off, was disgusting. I didn't like that. I didn't like it at all. And this winter that's just passed, 2017 winter, was really bad. One day it was just raining ice. It was like Game of Thrones. It was horrible. But saying that, when we went to the UK, for that 2 weeks.
So cold.
We didn't take our big North Face jackets. We went in February, we probably should have. But we didn't take our big jackets that we wear here in Canada. And it was freezing. The UK has a different kind. It's like a damp, wet kind of cold. Hence all the rain, because it's just a little island near Europe. But again, I'm sure you guys know that. But yeah, the weather is definitely challenging in the winter, but the summer's beautiful. With that, in England, you are not guaranteed a summer. You're guaranteed a little bit of warmer temperatures, so it goes from 5 degrees to 20 to 25 degrees in the winter, but it can still be grey, it can still be cloudy. I always say that England's sponsored by different shades of grey. It can still be disgusting and just grey all the time, and kind of as what Canada is in the winter. The kind of
it's kind of grey, but it's still sunny some days.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah,
it's just the cold that gets you.
I suppose. But England is
I
quite
like the cold sometimes.
Yeah, I like the cold too. It's
Lily
just
loves the snow.
England is damp and rainy, and you sometimes get a beautiful summer. I believe the summer's just passed. Speaking with the folks back home, I believe the summer's just gone. It's been amazing. So sometimes you get an amazing summer. Shout out to global warming, but sometimes you do. But it's not always guaranteed. Be aware of that. People like to. One of the most popular questions that people like to talk about is money. Like, what's the difference of expenses? What's the difference of expensive living somewhere like this? I personally think that where I'm from, York, is not a crazy place to live, like cash-wise. London, I imagine it's the same as Toronto. Major city. I think Toronto should be the capital of Canada, just because it seems like it is. Jasmine's from Ottawa, so it's like that's an official diss, but it just feels like it's the hub, like the main place. It feels like London and New York. Well, New York is not a capital of America, but it's money. I don't know. I'm not really good at converting or.
I think England's more expensive because when I convert things, it's a lot more expensive. Like, I think a club sandwich with like fries was
all right.
£15,
so if you're making this
life-changing,
move, life-changing experience, based on a club sandwich price, then you'll be okay.
I'm just saying, I don't know what the cost of like rent is there.
Well, no. If you want to look at stuff, rent again, I'm not quite sure what the difference is, but. It's... Sorry, I'm just avoiding crazy drivers. It's, for example, 99... So I'm Hungary and... Yeah. So $9.99 for an Apple subscription on iTunes per month for Apple Music. That's in dollars. You're getting that same price, stuff like that, they don't convert. Same with iPhones and laptops and everything else. They don't convert that. So if it's $1,000 here, which is around £600... you're paying £1,000 in England. They don't convert the price, just keep it the same. So a lot of people buy stuff from America and Canada because it's cheaper and get it shipped over to the UK. They should do that because it's a smart choice. But getting back to the point, rather than talking about Apple's ridiculous prices, I love both. But my experience is predominantly in York, like I said. Super lovely country. I just feel that, as I mentioned before, that England sometime, I feel like it's still stuck in the 80s, and I feel that one of the drawing points of bringing me to North America was that I feel like it's a continent that's constantly moving and updating itself and constantly getting better, and it feels like it's on the western side of the earth. I feel like it's the place that's constantly doing things first, and the more innovative, and it accepts what you want to do. If you want to jump out there and be an entrepreneur, you want to put some crazy ideas out there, or you want to just do your own thing, I feel like it's more accepting of here. Whereas England, I feel like it's more so stuck into that 9-to-5 grind. You go on a vacation for 2 weeks a year, you look forward to Friday every week, and then that's kind of it. That's my experience in England. I feel like it's kind of stuck in that old school way of doing things. I feel like places like Canada and America are a lot more, I'm going to say younger. It's like a younger kind of feel. Would you agree?
I don't know if younger is the right term, but I know what you mean. I feel like, yeah.
I feel like people, especially
More cutting edge.
especially where I'm from, it's kind of like you go to school, you get a job, you get married, you have kids, that's it. And I feel that that's a very old school way. Yeah, but I feel like that's a very old school way of doing stuff in that. I feel like people do that just because they don't want to do that, just feel they have to do that. Whereas Canada, I feel like you can do your own thing and just...
And be okay.
You're not under pressure to follow any kind of society's restrictions of what you're supposed to do. But I feel like I'm babbling on a little bit. This video's come 10 minutes. Like I said at the beginning, if you have the opportunity to move to either Canada or England, and you can get a visa in both places or whichever, it's a very, very... I'm so hungry. It's a very, very lucky opportunity. Both places are extremely beautiful. Both are really...
The food is really good in Toronto, too.
The food, yeah. I'm remiss if I didn't mention the food. The food in Toronto is amazing. It's
Get whatever you want.
A lot better than England, 100%. A lot better. You have so much more opportunities. You get stuff from the States. You get stuff from all over the world. There's so many different countries that are kind of based here when they're selling the food, and you can get a taste of every country kind of in Toronto, and prides itself on being a hub for almost an international market of different cuisines and foods.
So good.
So good, and that's why we have our food company here, because it's just a perfect place to do that. But yeah, I always say when I'm reviewing things or saying about what a person should do, I don't want to tell you what to do. It's always your decision, and it's me moving here, everyone's circumstance and everyone's situation and experience is always going to be different. It's never going to be exactly the same. I've been fortunate and very lucky to have an amazing time in Canada and still be loving it and still be here, and found Jasmine and obviously Lily and got her own business. I've been very, very fortunate. But everyone's experiences can be different, so it's up to you guys to make that choice. Do it. I would just say, if you want to do something, as I always say, don't overthink it. Think about it, plan it, but just don't stop yourself by overthinking about it. I'm going to end this video, guys. Like I said, I'm hungry. I feel like I'm babbling. Thank you, Jasmine, for being in the corner. And we will get some more content out to you guys with answering your questions and more so in the future. But keep sending questions and keep messaging me, because I love to bring you guys answers if I can. So thank you for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe. You know what to do, and I will see you guys in the next one.